Sometimes my Finia 3D H400 clogs up. Time to pull it out. First thing you gotta do, pull that little, ribbon out. Just pulls out like so. Just straight up. Once that's up and out, then as long as your filament here is cut off, I just cut mine off with a pair of scissors, you can just take the whole printing unit and lift up. It slides right out. Slides right out of that little track. And now you can see that is no normal clog. That is a giant mass of hardened, awful PLA plastic. So, this is all hardened now. I can't budge it, I can't move it, I can't do anything to it. And this has happened to me once before. I was able to figure out a way to take care of it. I looked online to see if anyone else had this issue of a clog that came straight from Hades, but I didn't find anything. So I'll make one for all those of you out there that have the same issue. Okay. So you leave these screws alone. These are the ones. These 6 screws need to come out. So let's start with these 2 right here. Screws out. Here's the fan. Little fan AG thing. And then you pull a little power cable from the fan up out of that notch. A little notch right there. And then you can just gently pull it out. And there's the fan. Pull it right out. Okay, now I've got the fan out. There's the heat sink in there. And such. I should be able to slide the housing. Alright, looks like I might have to try to get the LED light out of there. A little pair of rusty needle nose will do it. Yours do not have to be rusty. Mine happen to be, because that's what I found sitting right next to me. Okay, so the LED light, that little thing is the LED light. It's out now, out of that little housing there. So now, let's see if I can slide the, come on. It's important that you do this when you're having a bad day, so you can really just put some angry force into it. That's very important. Alright, so that looks like it is fused a bit to the plastic there. I'm gonna need to get like an X-Acto knife. Alright, X-Acto knife. Make sure that when you're trying to cut here that you don't cut the wires to the LED. It's nice to have the little light. I'm just gonna like tuck it in there. There. Tuck it in there so that hopefully when I start cutting, it's also important that when you cut away from yourself. Don't want to cut. Oh, there we go. There we go. I felt something move. That's good. So is that it? Oh, that was all I needed. All right, great. So this should. Oh, come on. Dang it. Okay, that piece of filament I left out there is getting in the way. So now I gotta... There we go. Okay, a few turns. I was able to get that extra piece out. Gosh, you should really do that first. I'm really screwing this up. Okay, so here's the burl. Slide it out, and there we go. So there's the housing, and it's mostly intact, and so that's what matters. Let's put it over there. Just don't do what I just did, and you'll be fine. Okay, so There's where the extruder would be. And there's where the cables are completely stuck in that messy burl. Alright, time to get some better pieces of equipment here. So now instead of this rusty thing, I got some better tools for myself. Just my, I got bigger ones that aren't so rusty, have a good wide mouth, some clampy plier things, then a clampy cutter thing, and all that. But all these aren't going to matter because, heck, I can even show you. I'll try to cut into this. Yeah, makes a little mark there, sure, and I might be able to get some of this off. So what I need to do is I need to give this some heat. It's heat up time. So here we go. Let's get some heat for this guy. So here's what I got. Dang, is that upside down? Black & Decker Heat Pro Deluxe. I actually bought this when I was fixing PS3s back in the day. It's just a regular old heat gun. So this guy will generate a ton of heat out of here, and I'm going to, well, start to melt this. And it'll be important though, this right here, this is still plastic, and thankfully that comes right off, that little guard. And broke that too. Fudge. Doesn't matter. What matters is this is metal. There's plastic again, so I got to be careful. This heat sink is used to heat, and then we've got these wires. I just got to be careful of those. I'm going to direct the heat mostly here, and then try to work down this burl. Try to work it down just by clamping the out of it. And yeah, I don't think I did that. So here we go. Let's plug her in and see what happens. Let's see. I don't have any open plugs. Of course I don't. Not quite sure how many amps this is going to pull. Hopefully it doesn't blow my fuse. Okay, I got high and low, and that's mostly for the fan that's going to go in there. So okay, lights are still on. That's good. I can already feel very, very intense amount of heat. I realize I'm probably going to destroy my table here if I just do it like that. I'm also going to destroy my fingers if I do it like that. So before we get heating, let's make sure that I've got some sort of protective glove on. Let's be a little bit smart about this. Gloves, 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 gloves. There we go. Nope, 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 nope. No. Okay, where was I? Okay, a nice glove. It's at least a little bit thick, a little bit heat resistant. Pretty sure this is the glove I used before. Okay, once again, I'm going to heat here and try to protect those cables from, 500 to 600 degrees of heat. I am going to pump it up to about 6 because, that's the heat that's going to be right there at the snout. But I'm gonna keep it away a little bit. So I'm gonna put it on low first. See how this goes. It lights up. Tell me, hey, by the way, there's heat. There's heat going on. A lot of heat. A ton of it, in fact. Oh boy, that's even through the gloves. I can feel that. So I don't know if you can see anything happening. I can smell it. Good Lord. This is probably not at all healthy if I'm smelling these fumes. You may consider doing something slightly smarter than me by wearing a mask of some kind. go. Alright. Looks like it got a little bit wet. A little bit of shine to it, and sure enough, it's a lot more malleable on the outsides here. I'm gonna try to cut as quickly as I can before it dries out. Oh, come on. Oh. Cut a little bit there. Oh, come on. Careful of those wires though. Cut just a little layer at a time. Luckily, it heats on the outside first, and so the outside layers will be melty and the insides will not. So I can just start to whittle away at the outsides. I wonder if this is how, like, doctors take out tumors. I'm sure I'm just as gentle as a surgeon here. Oh, geez, it's already getting hard pretty quick. I know what you're saying, or thinking. You're thinking, well, why don't you put the heat on and then start clipping as you're heating? But I've only got 2 hands here, and like I said, that sounds like a lot of thinking. And this isn't a job for thinking, it's a job for doing. Okay, well, that is back to being nice and rock hard. Yep. Here we go again. So though, I'm making progress. Getting those wires off and out of the plastic is a good start. All right, fume up. Alright, just the metal, away from the wires. Get that plastic nice and malleable. Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. It is just a little bit around that. Oh, Eureka! Ooh, hot. Gnarly little thing. And sure enough, down in there, I don't know if you can see it, there's bits of the end of the wires there. Hot. A little bit frayed. Gosh, hope that didn't kill this. But a little bit of residue there, a little bit of cleanup, and after I do all that, I got my needle nose to kind of pull and pluck at it as I heat it up. Then I'm gonna, well, follow the steps backwards and reassemble this and plug it back in and see if it works. But I wanted to show you the before and after at least. There we go. That was the worst clog you'll probably ever get. But is it the end of our 3D printer? Well, with enough stubbornness and a few okay tools and a heat gun, well, it might not be the end after all. Plugged it back in, got the cable back in, make sure the cable is still under those two little plastic pieces that are there that you can barely see. But now I have to get what little piece of plastic was still down in the extruder part, and I got to get that to push through. So I'm just going to try that by taking some filament and helping push it down. I'm hoping that it'll push into the other filament and that I'll be able to push whatever is left and clogged in there out. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Okay, got it turned on. The LED light came on. That's a good sign. And we're connected now to the computer here, and we need to go down to maintenance. I am not going to withdraw because there's not enough piece in there to withdraw. I can't get down there to grab it, so I'm going to try to extrude and take this filament, put it down into the hole like that, and when the gear starts to pull it, I'm going to push it with my fingers in hopes that the pressure, the added pressure that I give it, will help make whatever's clogged down here still come on out. I'm hoping the heat will help melt that clog and just help push it out. And yep, it's working. After extruding, it's going to be a good idea to recalibrate, which is a little button right there. My printer is not fancy enough to auto level itself, so I'm going to do this manually. Trick is take the card and slide it under there, and well, basically you can read that and just do what it says. I mean, sheesh, I don't have to explain that. And now, moment of truth. Will it work? I'm not so sure with that oozing out. Oh my gosh. It actually worked. I did it. Oh my gosh, I did it. Yes. It's there's a little glob on it, but it's printing. Saved. Just gotta, well, I'll deal with that little glob later. What matters is it's working. It's printing.